Any person other than the applicant wishing to speak before either committee must fill out a registration slip, which can be found outside either of the doors, and you can turn them in here at the desk to the zoning administrator.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I pronounce all the words correctly?
You sounded great.
Yeah. Emmy, Oscar.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Hey, sit down.
Gun club. I don't want to censor that.
Yeah, no kidding.
This.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Over the years.
They got pretty far on that addition already.
Amazing. Yeah. I was just hoping to see, are they gonna plan on building on the property right away after you get the driveway in? I don't. Because.
Thank you, sir.
If you. That's their destruction and minimize investigation.
Sure. Did you put that on your travel log? I read. Give you an extra quarter.
Speaking of travel log. Got a hot date or not?
Wait just a couple minutes.
Large. 15 seconds to spare. Good job.
Good evening, everybody. We'll get started. We'll call this meeting of Waushara County Board of Adjustments to order. This meeting will begin with a public hearing. Anyone other than the applicant or the representative wishing to speak must register and submit the registration slip to the zoning administrator at this time. Following the public hearing, the board will conduct its monthly business meeting, at which time we will vote on the applications. You may stay for the meeting and hear how the applications are decided, or you may leave following the hearing. The applicant and town board will be sent a copy of tonight's decision. Any other person wishing to receive a copy of the decision can sign the sheet on the table at the front of the room. Those of you wishing immediate knowledge of the outcome of these proceedings may call the county zoning office tomorrow morning. The procedure we will follow for hearing our application tonight is, after each application is read, the applicant, their agent, or representative will have the opportunity to present their application, followed by any questions or comments from the board. Then all correspondence will be read. Then others in favor will have a chance to speak. Anyone objecting will then have a chance to speak. We'll then ask for a summary of the board's field observations and any staff comments. Finally, the applicant will be allowed a chance for a brief rebuttal if they wish. Anyone wishing to speak should use the microphone, state their name, and direct their comments to the board. I ask that all testimony be kept brief and to the point. If you are testifying as a nearby landowner, please tell us where your property is located relative to the subject property. Tonight's hearing will be recorded, and the recordings will become part of the record. Comments that are based on hearsay or secondhand information, as well as slanderous or prejudicial remarks, will be ruled out of order. The board has looked at all the properties, and the record will reflect these observations. Any person affected by an administrative decision of this board has 30 days from the filing of tonight's decision to make an appeal. Such appeal shall be heard by the Washara County Circuit Court. Information is available from the Clerk of Court's office and qualified legal counsel. The county assumes no liability and makes no warranty as to the legality of any construction commenced prior to the expiration of this 30-day period. I'll now introduce the board. George Peterman, Jess Urban, John Bent, John Shirk. I'm Kevin Fitzgerald. Todd Waller, our zoning administrator. Our secretary, recording secretary, Becky. Board of Adjustments has one variance tonight. Patrick and Tanya Losi, Van Dyne, Wisconsin, have made an application for a variance according with sections 58-451 and 58-828 sub B of the Washara County zoning code to place a driveway approximately 150 feet from an existing driveway, 300-foot spacing required on a county road XX for future access in the AG zone. Location of parcel of land known as Lot 2, CSM 5400, Section 14, T18N, R13E, Town of Aurora, County Road XX. Will the applicant please come forward? Step up to the microphone, state your name for the record, please, and tell us a little bit about what you want to do there and why.
Sure, Patrick Losi.
Tanya Losi.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. There's a easement on the driveway to the west of us that cuts straight across the property where then we would do a 90 up to the houses. My wife and I are gonna build on the east side of the property. My son and my granddaughter are gonna build on the west side of the property. And then we would have a shared driveway with us to split off to our houses. And we wouldn't have to worry about the neighbors to the west of us.
Okay. I have some questions for you and the board members might have some too.
Sure.
Have you had a recent survey of the property?
We have not, but when we purchased the land, they have.
I believe we had one in our.
Yeah, there's a CSM,
We have one.
relatively new CSM.
So you know where the road right away is?
Yes.
And the driveways will be, when we were there on Monday, you're putting it almost right exactly in the middle of the amount of property you own, correct?
Yes, sir.
Have you talked to the town about this?
We did talk to the town, and they referenced us to you.
Okay.
They did clarify that it has to be a minimum of 1 acre of land. We would have to sell our son to have them build. But they didn't have a problem with us selling a parcel to him to build.
Do you need a culvert?
Not that I believe so. None of the existing driveways to the east and west of us have a culvert, and I'm cutting it with a push mower, so it's not deep.
Do you have any other option?
Not that I can see. With the telephone pole wires there, or the telephone pole and the 4 wires, the easement would cut across the telephone pole. Without the lighting there, my granddaughter would be standing there in the dark waiting for the bus in a corner. So this way, my wife will watch her get on the bus, you know, she'll be right there. We can see her. We're away from the corner in the winter time with the buses and the post office people and everything. And then of course with the neighbors there. So
Is this gonna be a property with 2 houses on it, or are you gonna divide the property?
so we're gonna, when my son has the finances, we're gonna sell him an acre and he's gonna put his house on the acre, and then her and I would have the 14.3 acres to ourselves.
So you have more than enough room for parking?
Yes, sir.
That's not a problem. Room for turnaround, because we don't want you backing out on the highway. How far back from the road do you think you're gonna build?
We cut in 283 because of Alliance. We're looking at over 300 feet. We have to get a pad, which is $8,000. So we wanted to stay about anywhere from 175 to 225, and that gives them enough to hook up so that we wouldn't have to get the pad or the pod. And they should be able to trench it underground.
The hardships and the unique property limitations you kind of explained already with the power right away and coming in off that corner there, which is kind of dangerous a little bit. If approved, do you know what permits you'll need?
Yes, we have those written down. We have the perk test on file. So the first one, we'd get the septic, then we'd have to get the building permit. What's the third one? So yes, there's 3 of them, sir, that we know we have to get, and we talked to the sheriff out front, and he showed us where to go to get those.
This would be approved when would the driveway be put in?
We're hoping this fall. For us, building would hopefully this year, more than likely next year. We're selling our property, and then we would be moving out there building as we're selling.
You don't have any wetland problem there up in front, do you?
No, sir.
John, question?
Driveway gonna be gravel? Just gravel
Um,
or no gravel?
no, minimum gravel.
Okay.
We were thinking asphalt.
Oh, good, very good.
Yep, and then between the 2 properties, we're garage, and that's where we would have the parking and the turnaround for anybody coming over.
By the way, you had it staked out real good with those.
I was like, it's a little bit narrow, but
We got
There's a minimum, right, Todd? On the
Yes.
width?
Yeah, the single family lots and that typically your driveway is a minimum of 18, a maximum of 22. So
okay.
we'll work with you at the time because you're gonna have to go through the county for the permit.
Yeah, so we're thinking, I wanna say, like, I measured the one where we're at now, it's like 9 foot.
Yeah.
So just. enough
It's
to
the
get it out.
apron, you know, the apron, it's just in the right of way. You have to have a certain width and then you can funnel it down to whatever you want once you're on your own
Oh,
private
okay.
property.
Just any questions? George?
No.
John?
Nope, not for me.
Right. We have no further questions. Any correspondence?
So the county hasn't received any correspondence. However, I did take the liberty of contacting the highway department just to see if they had any objections, and they did not pose any objections at this time.
Anyone in favor to speak?
We have nobody registered,
Against?
either in favor, objecting, or informational.
Okay. Staff comments?
Okay, everyone has a copy of the final staff report. As we saw it on the onsite, this property is a vacant crop field, and that was actually created back in 2005 as part of CSM 5400. At the time of that creation of that CSM, as the applicant had pointed out, there is actually a separate access easement that was put in place on that property. And the intent behind that was to provide access to this parcel as well as the parcel to the east. Parcel to the east, as we saw, has since been developed with a single family residence that was approved back in 2017. However, now the Losi's are seeking a variance to allow a separate drive in the middle of the lot to accommodate the potential 2 homes. As we see per the submitted documentation, the applicants are planning on subdividing this 15-acre lot into 2 lots for construction of 2 residences. The Board of Adjustments visited the property on Monday, October 13th, and were generally supportive of the variance request. The board recognized the applicant's desire to split the lot for future development and felt that traffic was very slow in the area due to a nearby 90-degree turn on the County Road XX. They didn't feel that there would be any harm posed to the public interest or neighboring land uses. They also stated that should a variance be granted, that no additional drives be permitted outside of that being proposed, and that the applicant be required to record a shared access easement for future lots upon the CSM. Staff too has reviewed this request and believes that a variance at this location would not impair safety to motorists or residents. Speeds along this section of County Road XX are relatively slow. There are other drives. I just want to point out there are other drives in the immediate area that do not meet the 300-foot roadway spacing, so this would not establish a precedent in the area. And while the board will be making a recommendation on this request, staff is recommending approval of the variance to place a driveway subject to the comments listed in your report.
Thank you, Todd. Any board member have questions for Todd? So we'll see, do you need a rebuttal or are you good? Good. Thank you. And
Kevin, if I may, I
Okay.
know we were talking about possibly, and I know there's a condition on there in the report about a certified survey map being required for future land division.
Yeah.
And I know there's concern that was raised about should the split not occur. What do we do then? And, you know, it would be my recommendation that we amend that condition, that at the end of condition number 7, should the split not occur, the property would be subject to the original shared access easement per CSM 5400.
go slow so Jess can write that down, okay?
Okay, I have, should the split not occur?
The property is subject to the original shared access easement per CSM 5400. And the intent behind that is we understand the desire of the applicants and we want to accommodate them as best we can. However, should it not go forward, I don't believe there'd be justification for a lone driveway to a single house on that development.
Got it, Jess?
Yeah, subject to the easement on the original CSM 5400.
Correct. Is that okay, guys?
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, because I would move the house.
Anything else? That'll conclude the public hearing. And we'll go right into our business meeting. Roll call show the 5 of us here. I'll accept the motion for the approval of the agenda.
It's a move.
Second,
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. I'll accept the motion for approval of the minutes from Monday's meeting.
Also move.
John, second. George, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Action on public hearings, new business. Mr. Urban, do you have anything?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Mr. Bent seconds. Mr. Urban, your reasons for motion to approve.
Unnecessary hardship is present and the current code requirements would be unnecessarily burdensome and prevent the applicant from using the property for permitted use because the impacts of construction are being minimized by mitigation. A minimal relaxation of code is being granted. Future construction will match the lot and available area. The hardship or unreasonably burdensome limitation of setbacks is due to unique physical features or limitation of the property and not the circumstance of the applicant as follows. The property is located within a very close proximity to a 90-degree bend in the road. Future subdivision of the property is planned, increasing number of vehicles at the access point. The variance will not harm the public interest or neighboring land uses and damage the intent of the zoning code because visibility is good at the driveway location. Traffic is light, traffic is slowed there. Turnaround is proposed. The proposed use will not harm the public, zoning code, or neighboring land uses if conditions are followed. Therefore, the requested variance, if approved, the following conditions shall apply. 1, the development must be in substantial compliance with the site plan and testimony provided at the public hearing. 2, no additional drives will be permitted. 3, all other required setbacks must be complied with. 4, all permits must be obtained for any future construction, including land use, building, and sanitary. 5, all code requirements must be complied with. 6, it's the responsibility of the builder and the landowner to protect the neighboring lots and road during construction. Wetlands. Certified survey map will be required for any future land division. At the time of the CSM, the owner shall designate a shared access easement on the survey for a common drive that shall serve either this lot and or future lots. Should the split not occur, the property is subject to the original easement on CSM 5400. A driveway permit must be obtained from the county highway department, and the construction of the driveway must be in accordance with the permit and any other standards, including end slopes, minimum and maximum top widths, and other requirements. A property address must be assigned based upon the driveway location once the permanent location is determined. The driveway shall meet all code specifications and shall provide suitable turnaround to prevent backing onto the road. And lastly, the applicant will allow agents of Waushara County access to the property to ensure compliance with the terms of this decision, Waushara County codes, and state and federal laws.
Thank you, Jess. Any questions or comments from Jess on Jess's reasons? Hearing none, we'll take a roll call vote. George? Yes. Jess?
Yes.
Jess, a yes. John?
Yes.
From Mr. Benz, Mr. Sure? Yes. Yes, and the chairman votes yes. Motion is approved 5-0. Congratulations. Good luck on your building projects.
Thank you.
Other business that we may have, extensions of variance applications,
We had none.
maps,
We have none.
next month, any hearings?
We don't have anything right now. However, just informed by the attorneys representing, will be representing the county on the Project Harmony possible de novo case. We are going to have a meeting, a business meeting at a minimum, where they're gonna come, Ruth will also be in attendance, and they're going to provide us guidance in terms of whether or not we proceed with a de novo hearing. That will all be discussed at our business meeting. We're gonna have the business meeting up right here in this room. So if we do have on-sites, we'll conduct our on-sites right after our business meeting here. But we do have attorneys, like I say, coming here, gonna provide us guidance, gonna provide us with their recommendations.
Would that be our regular hearing dates on the schedule, or do you know if it's any other date?
No, it's going to be on that Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, the Monday, the 17th. Please understand, and that's one thing they're gonna talk to you about is that it's something that does not have to go forward if you don't feel that there's adequate information or adequate justification in which the appeal should go forward. That's all gonna be explained, at the time of the hearing. So,
We'll hear what they got to say.
Yep.
Prior to that, can we have a meeting to bring everybody up to date before that meeting? Or is that,
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make available for you, I'll give copies of basically the same staff report that I had given, everybody. I just don't, I wanna watch out for the open meetings requirements, that if we have a meeting and we start discussing the project without an applicant there. So I think it would be best, let me confer with our attorney.
You could send a packet out.
Oh, yeah,
just like-
that's what I'm saying.
just
I'm
like
gonna
you
send
do.
out a packet, the same thing that planning and zoning got. And then, we'll kind of go from there.
And George also said he's an expert on de novo hearings, so we should be in good shape.
That would make one of us.
Yeah, if you guys need to know anything, I got it.
The attorney and I, we were going back and forth. And I kid you not, he goes, wow, I'm confused. I said, if you're confused, how do you think we feel? So, yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be an education for all of us.
Oh, yeah. I don't have anything else on the agenda. Mr. Benz, would you like to make a motion to adjourn?
I would. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And a second? Well, who's,
George seconded.
George second, all in favor? Mr. Benz, we'll see you in March.
Thank you.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, get back the 15th or 14th. We'll see you. Have a safe trip, John. Thank you, guys.
That's all right.
It's over with. This is such a.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think all those are yours, Kevin.
Good, how are you?
Well, I think that was a record. 20 minutes.
I got long-winded at the end.
So we went.
Jess is the one who got long-winded. You guys could have had a 15 minute. When did that happen?
Sunday night.
Really? And it's a
Pretty
nice box.
excited, yeah.
That's gonna have to go in her bedroom.
We are. Have a good one. It's all warmed up for you. Thank you.
Right.
Good for her.
She was very excited. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
Can you show me how to walk?
Okay.
Real quick.
Okay. Would you guys, yeah, I get it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Would it be?
We'll talk.
A land easement?
Nope.
Our code requires those.
Okay.
The disciplinary report
Well,
from 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll call this meeting of the West Shore County Planning and Zoning Committee to order. This meeting will be conducted in the same manner as the applications heard by the Board of Adjustment. Please remember to keep your comments brief, no more than 5 minutes, and relative to the matter at hand. Anyone other than the applicant or their representative wishing to speak at this hearing must have registered Anyone who has not should do so immediately and submit the registration slip to the zoning administrator. The committee has looked at all of the properties and the record will reflect these observations. Following the public hearing, the committee will conduct their monthly business meeting, at which time we will vote on the applications. You may stay and hear how the applications are decided, or you may leave following the public hearing. Any person affected by an administrative decision of this committee has 10 days from the filing of tonight's decision to file an appeal. Such appeals are heard by the Waushara County Board of Adjustment. Information and applications are available from the county zoning office. The county assumes no liability and makes no warranty as to the legality of any construction commenced prior to the expiration of this 10-day period. I will now introduce the committee. We have John Van Omegren, Patrick King, Robert Wadle, Bart Peterson, myself, Dave Bossard, Todd Waller, the zoning administrator, and Becky Hubach, the acting secretary. First on our agenda tonight in the public hearing, we have a conditional use request from Curtis Haney of Berlin, Wisconsin, who has made an application for a conditional use in accordance with section 58-664 of the Waushara County zoning code to allow a full-time residence in an existing two-bedroom home in the CG Commercial General Zone. Location is an approximate 0.75 acre parcel of land that is located in the southwest quarter of section 8, town 18 north, range 13 east, town of Aurora, address W 2003 State Road 21. If the applicant would please step forward to the microphone. State your name for the record and then just give us a brief synopsis what you're looking to do there on the site.
Yep, my name is Curtis Haney, and I've applied for a conditional use permit for W 2003 State Road 21.
All right. I don't have any questions. Do any of the members of the committee have any questions for Mr. Haney? Seeing none. All right, you may have a seat, and if you feel the need for a rebuttal of anything, we'll give you an opportunity to come back up.
It's a quick presentation.
Any correspondence?
So the town reviewed this matter. I've been discussing this on and off with CJ Young, the town chair. Ultimately, this did go before the town board. They reviewed this matter in early September and felt that a conditional use at this location permitting a full-time residence was more appropriate or acceptable at this location rather than a zone change. That was something that we discussed early on, but did not feel that that was appropriate. So we went with an unlisted conditional use. They've just felt that, that was more appropriate at that location. However, the one condition that CJ did include was that there's a condition putting in that the septic system be reviewed and that possibly a new septic system be put in that complies with county code. I've been talking with the applicant and we're going to work with their plumber and he'll work with our sanitarians and we'll resolve that issue.
And I don't think anybody registered to speak anyway.
Correct. We have
And
nobody.
then staff comments.
Okay. As we all saw, and as you see in your report there, the original building dates back to 2005, when the county issued a land use permit originally for a 36 by 52 seasonal craft and garden shop. Then a second land use permit was issued in 2008 for an expansion of a 12 by 35 addition onto that building. And while the building has historically been used as retail or office, I think we've all witnessed the fact that there's been a market change over the years and the retail demand out in that area has literally dried up. And now the applicant has received numerous inquiries regarding a place of possible residence. Given the fact that a full-time residency in a structure is only permitted as an accessory use in a commercial building, the necessary approvals are required. The applicant originally sought a zone change to RS20. However, staff did not feel this was appropriate, and therefore we started looking at possibility of an unlisted conditional use. I directed the staff, or directed the applicant to meet with the town, question the appropriateness, and therefore that's ultimately what went before that town. The Planning and Zoning Committee visited the property on Wednesday, October 15th, and were generally supportive of their request and really had no additional comments. Staff too has reviewed this request and believes that a use of the property as a full-time residence under a conditional use is more appropriate than a permanently zoned change to a residential zoning classification. Said permanent zone change would not be compatible with the surrounding land uses, nor consistent with the town comprehensive plan. Further, allowing use of the premises as a single-family home enables the structure to be occupied without making significant alterations, which would prevent the structure from being converted back to residential should the demand for retail pick back up in this region. While the committee will be making a recommendation on this request later in the evening, staff is recommending approval of the conditional use, subject to the conditions listed in your report.
Mr. Haney, do you feel you need to rebut anything that was said? All right, then we will move on to our second request, also for a conditional use. April Jenks of Pine River, Wisconsin has made application for a conditional use in accordance with section 58-236, paragraph 18, and 58-454, paragraph 11 of the Waushara County zoning code to establish a dog kennel, maximum 15 adult dogs. No boarding, will be utilizing an existing kennel building in the AG General Agricultural Zone. Location is a 9.75 acre parcel of land known as Lot 2 of CSM 3116, Section 4, Township 19 North, Range 12 East, Town of Leon. Fire number is W3815, County Road NN. The applicant would please step forward to the microphone. State your name for the record, and then if you would just give us a brief synopsis as to what you're looking to do on the site.
April Jenks, I guess I'm just like a kennel license so I can keep my dogs. I show, breed, feral pets. We just enjoy dogs. So.
All right, and then just hang on one second. Do any of the committee members have questions for Ms. Jenks? All right, you may have a seat. Give you an opportunity to rebut anything that is said now. Any correspondence?
So we have no written correspondence. However, I did have a conversation with Chris Sorensen, chairman of the town of Leon, on Tuesday, October 14th. Chris informed staff that the town was taking this matter up at the next town board meeting, which was yesterday. I have not received any correspondence from him and actually did place a call to him. However, given the fact that we've received no correspondence, I assume that all is taken care of. We did talk about the fact that the town was not so much opposed to the conditional use, other than he just wants to ensure that the property is maintained in a neat and orderly manner, from here on out. As you'll see when I talk about my staff report, this property has been subject to a number of complaints just regarding property, in-ops and salvage strewn across the property. He's appreciative of their efforts today for cleaning up the lot as much as they have. However, he would like to see this ongoing situation ceases without further need of writing citations and further investigations. So with that, that's basically where the town stands.
Anyone registered to speak in any fashion?
We have nobody registered to speak.
Staff comments.
Okay. Once again, everyone has a copy of the staff report. While the applicant is seeking a conditional use to establish a dog kennel, I'd just like to point out the applicant's no stranger to the county public hearing process and permitting process. Despite numerous land use permits that have been issued for various accessory structures and home improvements, the applicants did receive a conditional use in 2001 for a small engine repair business. And then in 2010, a minor change was approved, allowing an addition onto the shop that was approved years earlier. With regard to the repair business, I'd just like to point out that throughout the years, we have received numerous complaints. However, in each instance, upon notification from the county, the applicant has cleaned up the property and organized it so as to bring it into an acceptable and compliant manner. Most recently, in June of this year, staff was alerted by the sheriff's office of yet another complaint at the address. This time, the complaint focused on an apparent unlicensed dog kennel being operated from the premises. Upon inspection, it was noted that the applicant had approximately 19 adult dogs and several puppies. Based upon review of the county records, none of the dogs were licensed nor registered with the county. Staff informed Ms. Jenks immediately of the need to register and license, as well as the need to obtain a conditional use for a kennel for anything more than 5 dogs. And hence, here we are. Planning and Zoning Committee visited the property on Wednesday, October 15th, and were generally supportive of the conditional use request. Committee felt that the kennels were well kept and clean. They did, however, notice that there were 4 travel trailers currently stored or parked on the property. Per county code, only 1 travel trailer can be stored on the premises at any one time. They would like a condition placed within the report that 3 of the travel trailers must be removed within a set period of time. Staff has reviewed this request and believes the applicants have gone to great lengths to get their request in line with county code and kenneling requirements. It should be noted that staff has also gone to great lengths, as well as the applicant, to get the property cleaned up before an application can be made. Staff believes the site is now in an acceptable manner in which to file for a conditional use request. And while the committee will be making a recommendation on this later in the evening, staff is recommending approval subject to the conditions listed within your report.
All right, thank you. April, do you feel you need to make any rebuttal? All right. Thank you. All right, so with that, then that will end the public hearing portion of the meeting. We will move into our business meeting. Gentlemen, you've been provided the agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Robert, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. King, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. You were also provided the minutes from yesterday's meeting. I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Bart,
Second.
second by John. Is there any corrections, revision? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None. There's no unfinished business, so we will proceed to business on the public hearing applications. First, we have the conditional use request for Curtis Haney. Gentlemen,
Motion to approve, Mr. Chair.
motion by Robert,
Second.
second by John. One of you gentlemen, please read the reasons and conditions for that.
After reviewing the application and considering all related testimony, the application, if approved with conditions, will not harm the public or neighboring land uses. There was no testimony in opposition. Proposal enables the structure to be occupied possibly on a non-permanent basis with an opportunity to convert back to retail commercial in the future. And conditions, therefore the requested application, if approved, the following conditions shall apply. The development must be in substantial compliance with the site plan and testimony provided at the hearing. All other required setbacks and all other codes must be complied with. All permits must be obtained, including land use, building, and sanitary if needed. Prior to occupancy, the applicant is responsible for contacting the building inspector to ascertain all specific code permitting requirements to bring the structure into compliance with the Uniform Dwelling Code. The applicant is responsible for contacting a plumber to determine if a mound A+4 system meeting the component manual is possible. Adequate parking must be provided. The driveway shall meet all required codes, including fire and access code requirements to provide for access by emergency vehicles. In addition, the driveway shall provide good visibility and a turnaround area to prevent backing onto the road. The applicant will allow agents of Waushara County access to the property to ensure compliance with all applicable regulations. If any additional buildings or improvements are planned, all permits must be obtained, including land use and building.
Thank you. Having a motion in a second, I will now call for a roll call vote. Mr. Van Angren,
Affirmative, positive.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Mr. Waddle,
Yes.
Mr. Peterson,
Yes.
and myself, yes. Congratulations. You've got your conditional use permit to move forward with your next steps. Then
Thank you.
zoning office can let you know what that will be. Thanks, guys. Next on the agenda, then we have the April Jenks conditional use request. Gentlemen, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
So we have a second. I'll second. Second by Mr. Peterson. And would one of you gentlemen read the reasons and conditions for that?
Let's see if I can get this thing on here. I think I can speak loudly now. After reviewing the application and considering all related testimony, the application, if approved with conditions, will not harm the public or neighboring land uses. There was no testimony. The proposal matches the lot and available area. Possible approval for approval conditions. The development must be in substantial compliance with a site plan and testimony provided at the public hearing. The property must be kept in a neat and orderly manner at all times. Failure to comply with this requirement and those listed herein may result in a rescission of the conditional use for both the small engine repair business and the proposed dog kennel. A maximum of one unoccupied travel trailer can be stored on the premises. 3 travel trailers must be removed by December 1st. All other required setbacks and all other codes must be complied with. All permits must be obtained, including land use, building and sanitary if needed. Adequate parking must be provided. The applicant will allow agents of Waushara County access to the property to ensure compliance with all applicable regulations. The kennels must be maintained in accordance with the standards of the County Humane Officer, the Waushara County Public Health Department, and the Animal Control Code. All required kennel and dog licenses shall be obtained from the county clerk's office, and a copy of the license be forwarded to the zoning office. The applicant is responsible for complying with any other applicable local, state, and federal regulations. All kennels and runs shall be at least 300 feet from the house, other than the applicant's, and at least 50 feet away from any well. All animal waste shall be disposed of in a sanitary manner. The maximum number of adult dogs shall not exceed 15.
Thank you. I just want to clarify condition number 3, that's December 1st of 2025.
Oh, thank you.
And then hearing the reasons and conditions, gentlemen, I will ask for a roll call vote. Mr. Van Akkeren.
Affirmative, positive.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Mr. Waddle.
Yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Yes.
And myself, yes. Congratulations. Right, with that, do we have any actions on land use permits?
I do have one additional land use extension request. It came in after our business meeting, and I thought that, you know, we could handle it as part of this. About a year ago, we had issued a land use permit for a 40 by 64 accessory structure in the town of Saxville. The applicant has stated that they need additional time due to refinancing and personal reasons. They also have amended the structure to 40 by 72. I don't have an issue with in terms of the size and it you know, growing in size. And really, I don't see any reason why we can't extend it. But obviously that's something that would have to come up to you all.
Need a motion tonight on that, Todd?
Yeah, if you guys just want to recommend extension, and we can sign the paperwork and.
I'll recommend that they extend the application.
All right, a second?
Second.
All right,
Where's it at?
It's in on Clark's Mill Road.
any discussion?
Oh, yeah.
It's the Keels, Kehl,
It's on the
Troy.
west side or north side.
Correct.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye.
Right.
Any opposed? All right, any previous approved public hearing?
Nope, we have nothing.
And next month's
Next month, we have two, one for sure, possibly one zone change, one conditional use and one possible zone change. Is that correct, Becky?
Conditional use for a used home for Sabatino. And then KRB's possible zone change.
All right, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, we're done. Thank you.
Thank you, gents. Did they say that shitty one?
I did.